you want to watch Persona 3, it's on my YouTube channel. The answer's not too bad. There was a lot of recording issues with 3, the actual 3.
Final. Fight!
Destination! No! Light damage! Heavy damage! Attack! Heavy damage! Light damage! Here I go! Attack! Here! My other self! Shot! Going! No! Evade! Heavy damage!
Oh my gosh, I'm trying too hard.
Hover!
I am trying way too hard. Forget this.
Hover. Here. Attack. No. Light damage.
Ow.
I failed.
Fail!
Ignite. Final sequence. Fire. Here I go. Shot. Here. Burst. Attack. Here. Burn. Fire. Here. Attack. Burst. Down. Lock. Go. Attack. Organ functions shutting down.
Yeah, that was me screwing around for the whole time trying to get the Ultra to work again. Because I'm a noob. I did. I started making a comeback towards the end.
The Velvet Room. This place exists between dream and reality.
Very well.
Towards the very end, I started coming back in a big way. So, okay. No more screwing around with the Ultra. Let's do this. Leroy.
Final. Fight!
Maximum scramble. Scramble damage. Please hit. Attack. Go down. Attack. Burst. Go down. Downward. Here. Shot. Here. Burn. Going. My other self. Here I go. Charging. Now. Shot. No. Light damage. Scramble. Here. Burst. Persona. Athena. Guardian. Please hit. Fight. Persona. Fire.
This thing shaped like me falls to the ground on its knees. But it gets right back up with an awkward jerking motion and lets out an insane laugh. The smile on its face, contrasted with its damaged limbs, has the eeriness of a clown.
This is fine with me. Good enough for my purposes that I confirmed you have enough power to meet my expectations.
Good enough, my ass.
Those are the words of a sore loser. This is only a temporary form. I doubted there'd be any meaning in changing my appearance. But sure enough, it made for a very enjoyable game. All that irritates me is having to feign cooperation with that foolish human until I obtain the one true vessel.
That foolish human? I do want to know who that refers to. That's an odd choice of words. It would seem to imply that not only is it not human, but also that it is working with a human to
I
carry
will
out its
see you in
crime.
another guise next time. Just wait until then.
I let out a raucous laugh with my face. After that, it slowly fades away, dissipating into the air.
Yamagishi!
Mitsuru-san quickly calls out.
The reading disappeared. It didn't move, it just vanished. What could this mean?
Back to square one again.
Akihiko lets out a heavy sigh.
Sheesh. It even had to exit on a lame, evil laugh.
Another guise, huh?
Don't even think about coming around here again!
Should we put up some talismans? I've got a lot left over from when we were putting them up in our inn.
Well, even if it shows up again, it'll get double the pain we gave it this time.
Who could it be, though? How did it know about our personas?
That aside, it sure had a sneaky way of doing things. This is twice I've been kidnapped into the TV world, you know. Twice!
Their irritation is obvious, and it is only natural. They were being toyed with as well. They did not take Labrys's treatment as a tool well. But I cannot encourage them to settle the score. Akihiko-san apparently thinks the same thing.
Don't worry about it. We'll handle things from here.
Wait, but it kinda said it was still after us.
Of course. You should be aware that the enemy is out there. Akihiko only means that there is no need to abandon your lives to pursue it. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. That is, after all, our duty.
But...
Guys, let's leave this to them.
You can...
Are you serious?
They're right that we need to go back for now. You look beat.
Yusan, aware of the situation, speaks out. Perhaps he senses our dilemma.
I'm sorry, everyone.
He nods and looks at Yosuke-san, who reluctantly gives up. Their ability to communicate through eye contact only proves the strongness of their bond.
Alrighty, attention please! The trip doesn't end until we get out of the TV!
Dude, we were in the middle of a conversation. And what's this about a trip? You really gave us a scare disappearing like that. And this isn't the first time either.
It's not my fault! Or should I actually sponsor the next Miss Inaba?
Don't even think about it.
Chie-san's fists are so shaking with anger after impacting Teddy at full strength. There are times when you should give it your all because it's your friend. Ah, how beautiful friendship is. I comprehend. After everyone calms down, we finally move on to the main subject. We are on the roof to begin to leave the world. And getting everyone's attention, Teddy makes a few narcissistic remarks and clicks his heels. Then, like a magic trick at a party, some old TVs appear in a puff of smoke.
What are you doing with this ancient TV? Hang on, where'd you even get this?
It's a Teddy Vision! You can get out from here!
This TV is our escape route? Can we really fit inside?
Ooh, are you a little too front-loaded to fit? In that case, I wouldn't mind helping you squeeze through!
You're even worse than before, you know that?
Chie-san and Yosuke-san jump in without hesitation, showing how used to it they are. Seeing that, Akihiko-san and Mitsuru-san shrug and follow suit. Labrys's eyes are wide at everyone getting sucked into the TV, but she doesn't look scared. Her eyes are actually bright as she glances this way. I cannot help but smile at that. She does not need my permission to do anything. I tell her to go ahead, but she dives head first with a giant grin. Although, just as I thought, her wings don't fit and she gets caught on the screen. I burst into laughter at seeing her legs stick out of the TV, kicking wildly. I take off the unit on her back and she instantly gets sucked into the TV. I wonder if she landed safely. As the last one in, I turn around to take a final look. It doesn't feel like it, but it's only been a few hours since we entered the TV. And on these days, and only 3 days since the hijacking. It was a horrible nightmare, but at the same time, I met some good people. But most importantly, it isn't over. The true test may still be to come. I push myself too through the TV. Everyone made it back safely. Now, yes, I like this screen. I can read the screen easily. When we return to the real world, I am surprised to find myself in Junes, a large department store. I had never seen Mitsuru-san so flustered. Even she could not have expected to emerge in the most crowded place in town, and from a TV display at that. But to make it back to the limousine, we have no choice but to walk through the store. Mitsuru-san in her skin-tight suit. Akihiko-san mostly naked except for his cape. Me with my mechanical parts exposed, and Labris with her axe and her wings. Or her wings, I suppose. Not to mention Teddy. Rise-san and Naoto-san are both public figures. One is an idol and the other is a detective. We make quite an outlandish procession. Considering the nature of our operations, I hope to avoid having my picture taken with phone cameras. However, as we walk along, I soon find that my fear of cameras is baseless. In fact, there is no cameras we need to worry about at all. It is the police. I find myself anxious in this completely unexpected situation. An arrest would be most disgraceful for an unofficial unit. Arrested for what? Other than having an act, maybe. I'm not sure Yosuke-san and the others would like to avoid being inside the juvenile hall. Everyone hastily agrees with each other to take off at full speed. I can hear Yosuke-san and Chie-san loudly complaining about the unfairness of the world. Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san exchange fearless glances, though cold sweat is streaming from both their heads. Teddy and Labris seems like they're having fun. I don't think they understand the situation. Yu-san and Yukiko-san run without a word, like determined athletes. Kanji tries to turn and fight every so often, with Naoto-kun having to stop him every time. Ise-san switches to our cell phone and finds an alarming number of missed calls, which seem to be the biggest problem for her. In our end, our parting with the Yasogami High School students concludes with a brief goodbye and we all scatter like birds. Tweet, tweet. That's right, that night. We decided to stay in the night in Inaba for a quick health checkup and a review of the case. After finishing the necessary steps, we decided to take an early rest. The true culprit is still out there, and Labris needs to get to a lab for proper maintenance. After 10 years of stasis, she was suddenly forced into a series of stressful battles. I would not be surprising if some of her parts were now malfunctioning. Considering the morning traffic, we should leave early in the day. Or so I suggest, but Labris has other ideas. May 4th, the next day. Our car is parked near an intersection away from the main road. That looks like it's on the main road, at least the main road that I know of. We are here to say goodbye to everyone. Labris wanted it this way. I am happy that she wishes to see people again, of her own will. On one side of the street are all the people we met yesterday, gathered to see Labris one last time. They wished to say goodbye to her, but they had not expected her to contact them.
I asked if I could come see everyone. I wanted to give everyone a real goodbye.
What do you do next? Are you going back to that lab?
No, I decided I'm gonna work with Mitsuru-san and them. I want to do my damnedest to catch whoever used me to bait a trap for you all.
All right. Then I guess the party's on hold until after everything's really over. But hey, you should come see us again anyway. Promise me, okay?
You got it.
Labris shakes hands with each of them. Even after we leave, Labris keeps waving at them through the rear window. Waving and waving and waving. Waving and waving and even past the point where human eye can no longer see her, she is still waving and waving and waving. After she has waved to her heart's content, she turns to see Fuka-san and I looking at her, and blushes. Fuka-san giggles.
I'm glad things went well. Oh, but first, it's good to see you again. This is becoming a real reunion.
Indeed. Things are going to heat up from now on. I must get back and reallocate my staff.
You're including me in there, right? Every opponent I made a mistake against on my journey, I made sure to go back and get a rematch. This'll be no different.
It should spur discussion amongst the staff again about working Yamagishi into our unit.
Huh? I'm still not sure about joining any special unit.
Flustered, Fuka-san starts wiggling her head. Looking at the seat next to me, I notice Labris looking at the sky from her
I
window.
didn't know the sky was so blue.
There is a deep wistfulness
Back
in
at
her
the lab,
voice.
they only let me out at night. But this, I feel like I've seen it once before. That same bright blue sky.
Once before, I recall the memory relating to those words amongst the countless memories Alabras had awakened within me. The sea, that cerulean sky and lingering clouds, the emerald blue water. In my mind, I placed Lapras at the scene, a white figure gazing from the edge of a pier. I know this scenery. For an instant, it feels I do. Like a knot slowly undoing itself, the lid to a box inside of me opens, and something hot fills my chest. What had been only an image becomes a memory. Soon after, I understand everything. I know when Lapras saw this scene. I know what she thought when she saw it, what she wished for.
Ah, I see now.
Noticing my murmur, Lapras looks at me in wonder.
The scenery from your memory was the pier outside of the Yakushima laboratory.
Suddenly, Labras's eyes open
The
in
date
surprise.
was the final day before you were sealed. You made a heartfelt wish there. You hoped that your successor would make the same wish to see someone precious to them. And that meeting would take place at the pier. You dreamed that your successor would be able to go beyond that pier, to places you would never be able to see for yourself. And that even if your memories were deleted, your feelings would be passed on to the next generation.
Labras's ruby eyes begin to quiver. My words have unearthed her buried memory.
That's right.
It was at that very place where I met the friends I have now. When I was searching for someone, I found myself naturally drawn there for some reason.
Really? That's that place? I had totally missed that. So yeah, when they went to the research lab to see Mitsuru's dad, that was there. Awesome! My memories return to a certain encounter. That day, on that very same pier, I met him. My dear
I think
friend.
it was because of your wish.
My wish? You mean the thing I wished for that day actually came true?
Indeed. It stayed alive for 10 years. Thank you, Lapras. It's because of you that I found happiness.
Huh. I didn't know that. My desires. All the feelings I got from the others. They didn't go to waste.
Tears stream down Labras's cheeks. I stretch out my finger to wipe them off, but it's already wet from a drop on my own cheek. Mitsuru-san and Fuku-san smile at us gently. Fuka-san seems a bit teary-eyed herself.
I gotta thank you, too. You made me remember something important.
After wiping her tears, Lapras looks at me, her eyes clear and determined.
There's someone I have to find. I need to meet her so I can tell her something.
I am about to extend my hand to shake hers, but now it seems too distant a gesture for we sisters. Instead, I pull her towards me and look her face to
I'm
face.
sure you will. You're not alone anymore. We can search for her together.
Yeah. Thanks.
As the sun shines down and gives me the biggest smile I've seen on her yet. And so ends Labras's story. And also so ends my streaming for today. So I will leave you with the ending credits of Persona 4 Arena. Tune in tomorrow, and we will go into Elizabeth's story. And I think finish off the game. Because I don't think Shadow Labras will have a story. We've only got like 4% of this game left, and I think Elizabeth's story is going to pretty much cover that. So, tune in tomorrow for us to finish off Persona 4 Arena and pave the way for Tales of the Abyss. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, guys. You're awesome. Yes, I am starting the same time today at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, and 10 o'clock British Mean Time? Or no, it's British Standard Time, BST. All politics can indeed get stuffed. See you later, guys.
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors: